The scent of snow is already in the air. Another autumn has arrived and it's time for one last hike above the clouds. There's many lakes in these mountains, but there's one I hike to when I need to remember who I am, who I've become. The trail is quiet this time of year. Just us, the mist and the sound of our own footsteps. It wasn't always like this. It took me a long time to realize how much my spirit craved peace and connection with what surrounded me. A slower, gentle pace in life. I've done many different jobs in my life. I was a flight attendant, surrounded by hundreds of people every day, performing cheerfulness at 30,000 feet. Then I worked for a bank. Performance, metrics, targets, the constant pressure to be more, to do more, to achieve more. I don't know for how long I've kept trying to fit into a space that felt too loud, too fast, too much. I put on my nicest mask. I'd smile, get along, pretend to belong. I thought something was wrong with me because I couldn't understand the chaos, the noise, the hustle, and everybody else seemed to thrive in it. These were in places full of gentleness and values. They were full of people and performance, of numbers and trends. I was surrounded by people that felt completely alone. Even before coming to this cabin, I started spending more time in places like this. Hiking, walking, sitting under a tree, where the only performance required was showing up, where the pace was set by the season, not schedules. Nature didn't ask me to be louder, faster, more. It just let me be me. And slowly, through countless walks in forests and mountains, in the silence and the beauty, I began to understand I wasn't broken. I was just highly sensitive in a world that celebrates the opposite. Autumn has become my mirror, a season of slowing down, turning inward, reflecting, a season that understood me, a season where I could stop and listen. In the last 10 years, after we bought the cabin, surrounding myself with nature and quiet, I carved out the space I needed to understand myself. And I did it even before being in the mountains. And it taught me the most radical thing. I could say no. But we have to cross that path, that pass, sorry, and on the other side there's going to be the lake. My first no was with my bank job. They offered me a position and I walked away. Even today, I'm not always here. I'm not always sheltered by my mountains, but I carry them with me, and that reminds me to protect my most delicate part. I've learned to say no, no matter where I am. Not to trends that didn't serve me, not to environments that drained my soul, not to performing a version of myself that wasn't real. Every no created spaces for what actually mattered, nurturing my soul instead of being swept around by expectation. I learned to select carefully where to direct my energies, to protect it like I protect this forest. The slower pace of nature has become my pace. The gentle rhythm has become my rhythm. When 2 weeks ago I shared my video about HSP needing autumn, something unexpected happened. I was sitting on an hospital bed at the time because my head was not working properly, and I have no idea how many of you left comments and love. And as I read them and answered them one by one, I was just speechless. Above everything else, I was left really with no words, overwhelmed by this sense of belonging I never experienced before. So many of you said the same thing. I thought I was alone. I finally found my people. I'm not broken. It was just heartwarming. One of you wrote to me, "I'm 57 years old, and for the first time in my life, I've now realized why I'm made this way." This broke my heart open. This is what I want for us, a community of highly sensitive souls who understand that choosing the quiet path, the slower pace, the authentic life isn't giving up, it's coming home. Whether you're in a mountain cabin or in a city apartment, whether you're surrounded by forest or concrete, you belong here. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it's your superpower. It is what connects you to the beauty, to the depth, to the gentle rhythm that others rush past. We are not striving to be perceived as successful and cool. We are striving to be authentic and positive. And that's the most radical thing we can do. We celebrate with a cup of tea and not with a huge party. The trail back down is always different than the way up. I see things I've missed before. A mushroom going on a fallen log. The way the mist moves through the valley. The quiet strength of these mountains that have stood here long before me and will stand long after. That's what this journey has taught me. The road you've traveled before might look completely different once you set your foot on it again, but your eyes have changed. Your heart has changed. There's no right way to live as a highly sensitive person, but there is your way. And when you find it, when you stop performing and start being, you'll recognize it by how it feels. Like finally coming home. Welcome home, my sensitive souls. We are not alone. Have an amazing autumn, and until next time, take care. Ciao.